What's up, YouTube? Wanted to drop you guys a little bit of a different video today. No hype, no B-rolls, no cars, no trips, no charts, no setups, nothing. Just straight up me talking here with you guys and giving you guys the reality of what trading is, and pretty much just a wake-up call for those of you that were in the position I was. So about a year and a half ago, I was broke. I had lost my job and pretty much didn't know what I was going to do and had to figure it out. And pretty much that's when either I went all in on my trading or went back to being into my 9 to 5 life. And I didn't like it. I wasn't happy. Life wasn't treating me well at the time. I was just not where I wanted to be in life. And if you know me personally, you know I'm a very optimistic person. But even then, that's not what I wanted for my life. And I knew I was meant to do more, especially with trading. And I was trading at the time, but I had zero discipline. I would win small and I would get emotional and start over trading and start blaming every external factor that wasn't the person in the mirror. And that was what made me flip the switch. It was either I made it work or I had to go back and work a 9 to 5. And you guys have probably heard this story before from me where I was at Raul's warehouse and it was a wake up call conversation with him of it's either I do this or I'm gonna go back to my 9 to 5 and be stuck. And this was my opportunity to make it work. And that's when I took that leap and was able to stop blaming everything else except myself for what was going on in my trading. So the over trading, the blowing accounts, the over leveraging, everything that a lot of you still experience to this day. And there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're in the learning phase, but it's about learning from those mistakes. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people just keep going, keep blaming everything else, keep saying, hey, nobody wants to help me figure it out. Nobody wants to help me this, nobody wants to help me that. But there's so many avenues nowadays to learn on your own, to be able to go. You have ChatGPT, there's AI, there's this, there's that. Like YouTube has thousands of videos. So a lot of that was a realization to myself at the time where either I made it work and put in the work, or I got stuck and would have to just go back and work my 9 to 5, which again, there's nothing wrong with that. There's comfortability in that. And a lot of people like to be comfortable. But if you're like me and you're in this trading industry, you don't want to be comfortable. You want to take that to another step and you want to be out of that comfort zone. And the wake up call I had was realizing I was the problem, not the market, just my emotions, my lack of discipline. That's what was killing my accounts. And that moment changed everything for me. Like the reality of trading, you're not going to get rich overnight. There's definitely going to be a catalyst month, day, week where you're going to have a jump from here to here. And that jump is going to be what makes you realize I can do this. I just have to control the factors that I can control. And you have to be able to manage yourself. So it goes with daily discipline and controlling your emotions. Some days you're going to win. Some days you might lose. And it's about controlling those losing days. And the reality is, I'll give you an example. I just made 30K this month trading. But between Thursday and Friday, well, Friday, I didn't trade, but Thursday, I lost about 5K. So pretty much that brings me down to 25K in the month, and I've already withdrawn 15K. So is that a bad thing? No, because we're going to have losing days. Even I still break my own rules and get emotional still to this day. Like it's going to happen. It's not something you're going to learn from one moment to the next. It's not just going to be the flip of a switch. It's going to happen with time. So that's why I've started to build more discipline and be able to do things outside of trading that have helped me build that discipline into my trading. So going to the gym, eating right, doing what I need to do to be able to execute in the market. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people, and I get it, you have a job, you have a family, you have this, you have that. But the reality of it is, it's really comes down to you making the time for what you want. A lot of it comes from do what you want to do. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't do what they want to do. A lot of people just end up getting in this comfort zone of routine. And when you get in that comfort zone and trying to get out of it is hard, and it's going to feel uncomfortable, but those uncomfortable moments are what's going to take you to that next level. And what's helped me in my trading has been really just doing these things outside of trading to mirror them into mine. So as repetitive as that just sounded and as much sense as I probably didn't make, you will understand. you will understand what I'm trying to say, because the difference between the pros and everyone else isn't intelligence, it's emotional control. And the market will teach you the same lesson over and over again until you learn it, or until you're literally broke and have zero options but to go and find a job. And that's the reality of it. A lot of people don't want to talk about it. A lot of people just stay in that same cycle and get comfortable at a job and try to look for a handout. There's so many avenues to learn nowadays. You don't need to join a course. You don't need to join a mentorship. You don't need to join all these things. There's so many avenues to learn. You have AI, you have YouTube, there's so many things. And you always will blame, my account doesn't grow because I'm not smart, because I don't know how to trade. It grows when you protect it and when you stop being a stupid trader and when you stop being an emotional person. When you put your emotions into the market's gonna win every time. It's gonna win every time. Just how when you go to the casino, the house is always gonna win. The house is always gonna win. So when you look back into your losses and you look at a professional trader or a retail trader who's profitable and an unprofitable, professional traders have a process. They don't trade on emotion. And the difference between them, it's simple. It's literally the simplest thing. And I've probably said it in the past 5 minutes. It's discipline, discipline, discipline. And it all starts outside of the charts. It's like, look at a basketball player. Their training doesn't start on the court, it starts in the gym, because if you're small or if you're not tall or if you're not strong enough, you're not going to be able to execute on the basketball court. You're going to get bigged out. People are going to post you up. People are going to figure out how they can maneuver you, and that's the easiest way to get manipulated. And what you want out of everything is to train and do everything you want to do in the market outside of the market. What you want to get from the market, you got to do it outside of the market. And that all starts with you and looking in the mirror and saying, what am I doing wrong? If you're over trading, stop trading. Stop over trading. Limit yourself to one trade a day so you can literally control one trade a day. If you're over leveraging, size down. Limit yourself to how much you can size. Because people nowadays don't understand these things are what takes you to that next level, to consistency. People want to hit the home run trades. People want to hit the big days. Just last year, around this time, I had my first ever 10K week. And between 2 days, I was able to make 10K. A year later, I'm making 30K in a week. And that all started because I was able to put my head down, put discipline into my trading, and be able to control the consistency I wanted, be able to control the factors of what I wanted in the market. And a lot of people don't do that. So it starts with you. And what I found, what worked for me, was psychology over strategy. Order flow over all these indicators that people show you, over these inverse fair value gaps. Yes, I'm calling out all ICT traders, over all these inverse fair value gaps, over everything that you guys see on these charts. These charts aren't showing you what you need. Order flow is what's going to show you the orders that are coming into the market, what's going on in the institutions, what the institutions want to push in the market. Because let's be real, a lot of these guys in this trading space and all these gurus, whatever you guys want to call them, they're pretty much showing you the wins. But look at how many people are actually showing you losses. Look at how many people will be claiming to trade over 100 million, but are not. Dude, if you're trading 100 million, let's be real, dude, you're not trading as a retail trader. You're not going to be looked at as a retail trader. You're going to be considered to be trading in Wall Street with the big boys up in the high rises and pretty much sitting at a desk with over 20 other traders who are looking at what orders are coming into the market. Where does the market want to go? And that's pretty much that's a separate rant which I'll have for you guys, but pretty much this is all about discipline over everything else. Looking in the mirror and stop blaming everybody else because nobody wants to help you. You have to help yourself, and that just doesn't go for trading, that goes for everything. You don't need help. You can find your own help and you can make it. There's so many avenues, like I said previously in this video, and it's about what you want out of that. And if you having other serious traders around you, looking for people around you that are seriously looking to build, not just make money and build consistency, is gonna help you. And I can tell you that from experience, from first-hand experience, I could tell you that. It also matters of what you're doing on a daily basis. Going back to that, if you're not going to the gym consistently and you're just saying, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym, but you only went one day out of the 7 days out of the week, and you're saying, okay, I'll go tomorrow, but I'll go tomorrow but I'll go tomorrow, and you never go, what's the point? What's the point of even saying that? Don't even go to the gym. Don't say you're gonna go to the gym if you're not gonna go. Like, if you're not disciplined in the gym, how are you gonna be disciplined in the market? That's why people overtrade. That's why you guys are over leveraging. That's why all these things of you keep blowing your accounts, and people don't want to face that reality. And if you needed this video, if you needed this wake up call, use it as a sign to go and better yourself for the coming year. And you know what? Don't even use it to better yourself for the coming year. Use it to better yourself the next day or the next week. Like, genuinely look into yourself and say, what do I need to do to be a profitable trader? And if you have the tools with you, such as order flow, and you have a good psychology, you have a good community around you, like, that will take you 1,000 times farther than anything else. So to finish this video, pretty much I wanted to just give you guys a no BS, just real, like a reality of trading and what actually could work for you in the market. And for those of you that don't know, I do trade order flow, and I do have a free Discord. So if you guys do want to check that out, I'll leave the link in the description, where I do a webinar every single Sunday for free, free of charge. There's no monthly subscription, there's no mentorship, there's nothing, where I'll break down trades, I'll share insights, and pretty much have the same example of talks with you guys where you're gonna build that discipline. So if you guys are interested, there's a link in the bio, and I'll appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.